Aloha, I'm Andria Tupola, and I wanted to take you through a review of 2020. It's been quite a year, and I want to share with you the ups, the downs, the lessons learned, and how we're going to come into 2021. So in the beginning of 2020, we started off super awesome. January 3rd and 4th, we did a New Valley painting project. So prior, I had talked to the principal. She said she needed help. It was great. We had an awesome time, made a huge impact on a school that I attended in 7th and 8th grade. And then from there, we went into our community cleanup. It was just like every other year where we started off with service, started off with impacting and working with the community. And then we had our Young Women Prom event. We had one at the Croc Center and it was amazing. We actually had it in a different area and lots of girls came. Fashion show was awesome. We had a second one the day after at Turtle Bay, amazing. And that following week we had a fundraiser on Kauai and I loved that as well. I attended my first MMA event at the Hawaii Convention Center supporting Trinity Sport Combat, and it was actually that night or the day after that everything kind of hit. And there was gatherings that were limited, notifications going out worldwide about what was going on with the coronavirus. So shortly after that, we pivoted. We had 4 online events giving Hawaii hope.
Today's webinar specifically is for those of you who run small businesses of whatever size.
Urgency of us getting back to work and making sure that people have employment and can take care of their families.
Designed to replace income so you don't have to go and claim unemployment.
Look for the lane that you can run your race in, then run it and run hard.
We hope you enjoyed the panelists and of course our lovely host Andria.
One of the things that I did in May was there's a group of students that reached out to me from Waianae High School, and their graduation was getting canceled and they really wanted to still have something, and so I helped them do a part in person but part drive-in event so that their parents could still see them. So we broadcasted the event out into an area where the cars were parked. They drove in, there's a huge screen, and it made me realize that in this pandemic, in this year of 2020 where everything is cancel this, cancel that, it was going to be important for me to give Hawaii hope and not be the person that says it's not going to happen. I need to be the person that says it is going to happen. It'll happen in a new way, in a different way, but it's still going to happen. And we had 4 fundraisers set up. We already had the venues reserved, we had the entertainers reserved, and in my heart I thought, I'm not going to cancel this. And so we had to quickly shift to an online event, and it was important to me because I feel like people look at me for that hope. They look to me to be that leader that Hawaii needs, and so I need to be innovative. I need to be creative. I need to be able to embrace change in a positive and uplifting way. And so for me, it was important that we embrace these online events and not cancel things, because there were a lot of other things that were very disappointing, and I wanted to be able to bring messages of change despite all of the tragedy, despite the things that were very discouraging in the world. And I was grateful that we were able to do it, teach ourselves, get really proficient at different platforms, and engage the community in safe ways. So I really wanted to prepare to run for governor again. I love the idea of being able to grow and learn and step into a role that's very needed in Hawaii. We're looking for leadership, looking for somebody who cares, who's going to listen to the people, who's going to think creatively. And it was tough running in 2018, running as a 37-year-old, 4 years in the legislature, $510,000 raised, which are all great things, but still not at the mark for us to win the race that year. So I was excited to continue to progress, to build, to lay a foundation. And I was approached and asked to consider running for city council, which I had not previously considered. And I prayed on it and I felt good about it. And so when we had decided to make that change to run for city council, I knew some of my weaknesses were going to be addressed by me being able to try different things. And that's the great part of life, right? When you do something new and you try something different, there's no other way to go but to expand and to grow. And so I was able to work with different unions. I was able to interface with other groups that are specifically interested in city issues, not so much state issues, and grow that base of support, grow those interactions, those relationships that I'm going to need to become the leader of Hawaii. And so during the campaign, I could feel myself growing in every way possible. You would think running for this office or that. It's all the same, but every race is different. Every race has a different magnitude. It has a different impact on businesses, on communities, and this specific race, especially because it's city council, it's so ground level, and it's really going to touch a lot of things that I'm passionate about: cleaning the streets, doing recycling, making sure the lights work, interfacing with the community on a ground level. And so I was excited that the decision was put in front of me in such a way that I was willing to accept it, and I was grateful that the lessons that I learned were the lessons that I was looking for. July, it was the height of the campaign. I won in the primary with 14,000 votes. There was a huge amount of support. I ran against 5 other competitors, and it was a great experience. And so after winning the primary, just kind of ran straight into the end of the year, focused on a new semester, a new school year for my 2 daughters, went back into mom mode, online mom mode, and helping some of the other candidates who are running towards the general election, and just preparing to become a new city council member. So 2020 was different, but in a lot of ways, super awesome. So the night of the primary election, we had a drive-through, people coming in with their masks, leaving leis, and we still had a good interaction, waving to people, thanking them for their support. And at the very end, we were kind of closing up and going home, and we had already received the news that I won the election. And a huge, caravan of cars came through, and I was just amazed. First off, I was amazed because, the families and the support that were coming to see me, but seeing Fire Night dancers walk on the street in that caravan, and just feeling this love for the people of my district, and feeling the love they have for me, and also because it's my culture, I think feeling that love and that responsibility to represent my people and who I am, and being proud of every part of who I am as I step into this new role as a city council member, it made me feel so loved, and I was so grateful for that moment. And I remember being so impacted by it, because there's no other way I would have liked to end the night of the election. For 2021, we're going to really set that momentum and that tempo of service to the district. Now, I'm serving an area that's 4 times larger than my legislative district, and so I'm excited to see how our team can expand and how we can create impact. Coming into 2021, knowing that there's going to be a lot of different opportunities that we're going to have to make an impact on the ground level. So my intention is to create a shared vision with the district, to work well with the community members, and as well start to master new topics. Because at the city level, they're dealing with wastewater, they're dealing with sewers, they're dealing with trash, they're dealing with infrastructure. So those things I knew a little bit about, but I'm excited that I get to learn more about that. And my intention is to graduate with my doctorate degree this year. So I'm very, very close, and I hope to kind of put that to rest, because it was definitely something that I pursued for a long time. Prior to being a legislator, I was a professor, and I definitely want to finish the education that I started and continue to expand my knowledge and my love for learning. So I want to thank everyone for following and for being so supportive of my journey, of my family. Thank you to my team for always helping me put my message out there in such a way that people can get to know who I am and why I do the things that I do. I want to wish everyone a happy 2021. I hope that we can get out there and jump in with new energy, new hopes, with a new attitude towards conquering challenges and looking at those obstacles and knowing that they are actually opportunities. Have a great day.